So the engine works, it revs, but there's no key in because it fell out. Today I had a long day of driving ahead of me. I was about to drive for 5 or 6 hours, and I went further northwest towards the border with Laos. I in the end didn't arrive near the border. I would still have to go for another few hours to reach the border, but there are more nature reserves and pieces of intact nature that haven't been logged. Very many of the hills along the way were totally bare and empty of the nature that used to be here. Along the way I found plenty of interesting things to look at. For example, this fig tree. This is not a fig as we know it in Europe, but a tropical Vietnamese fig. I think it's very beautiful, and it flowers on the bark instead of on the tree. The morning was still a little bit cold, so I got to warm my hands in this nice hot pot of pho. This is a very beautiful big leaf. I don't know, something like an alocasia? Anyway, here's another plant that I really loved. It's family of the aubergine. It's in the same genus, and it has very big barbs, and I think the leaves look magnificent. I collected some seeds. Here you can see the fruits of this plant. I have to say, I'm quite astounded by the quality of the roads. I wish people would use these roads a little bit more wisely, as you can see in the following example, but the quality is astounding. Wherever I go, I find that the roads are neat, totally flat. It is now the beginning of March, and it seems like that is the flowering season for most trees. And here we see a very nice piece of rotten wood. I love to look at these organic sculptures that have been created by the wood degrading in the softer parts and leaving the harder parts. It is a sculpture made by nature. After finding a hotel in this remote region, I thought, why not take a look at some nearby forest. The forest I found was not in a pristine state, it had been logged before. Here you see a cow walking through it. Also in the foreground, that's a ginger. That's the family member of the ginger that we eat. And this is a lichen. It is a very interesting cooperation between an algae and a fungus. And in the background you can see the not so pristine state of this forest, which probably is going to be logged soon. Oh, and that's a little climbing fern. A really nice grass with a purple hue to it. And that's a fern growing as an epiphyte onto a twig. It has very nice round leaves. And this fern is much larger and is also climbing. At the end of the day I was quite exhausted, so I asked for the best restaurant in town, which supposedly is this barbecue restaurant.